I think mission's a really exciting part of the church. It's the thing that I'm most inspired by, I think. I think mission for me is about being out in the community among God's people.
We expect people to come to us, and I don't see that as my role. My role is to go out into the community and be missional and speak to people outside, and through the various forms of chaplaincy that I'm involved in, I find that to be a really, really big part of my missional ministry.
I feel mission in the church is the lifeblood that runs through it. I think it's up to us within the church, regardless of what role we play or who we are, to go out into the world and do mission. And we say that quite easily, to do mission, and what does that mean? But it simply, for me, means showing others love and respect and care.
I think for me, mission is being able to get alongside people within the community during the really good times and the really bad times and the everyday moments.
For me, mission is not about something that happens in the church. It's something that we devote our whole lives to. It's about going out and being with people, about being in community, spreading the word of God and expanding that community of Christ. And that for me is such a privilege to be part of.
I think for me, mission is really about community. It's building a community within the church that is radically welcoming to people, that people can look at and say this is something quite different, but then also taking that outside as well, so we can be radically welcoming and radically hospitable.
For me, mission is about taking Jesus' greatest command, and it's about loving God and loving one another and taking that out into the community where we're called to be.
It'll be getting to know the people that I work with, with the mission planning, we don't know what that's going to look like. And sometimes, that frustrates, but most of the time it excites, because everything's changing, the church had to change. So I'm excited about the changes that the church are making. I think it'll be, in the end, much more a benefit for the church, and it'll be much more people-centred than buildings, hopefully.
I think as an OLM candidate and probationer, the future's not hugely clear. I know some of the Presbytery plans haven't really made much inroads in placing or finding placements for OLMs. So part of it for me is very exciting, and the thought of having to go somewhere different. I know it's probably not going to be my own home church community. So there's a challenge in that, but I like a challenge.
So I think for me, post-ordination is the excitement of actually doing what it is I've been training to do for these years, but actually being surrounded by a group of people who get to know me and my family, who I get to travel with, and who I get to work with actually on a regular basis, rather than just a student for 10 hours a week. And I think actually getting to put into practice what the church has trained me for up until that point.
I'll just look forward to being part of a community. I am so lucky to have had to move to do my probation, and I am living in a new community and being part of it and learning about the people, and that's what I am looking forward to, and allowing them to get to know me.
For me, it's very much about connecting with people, and I'm really looking forward to, wherever I end up, getting to know everyone that's there, finding out all their talents and everything that they can do, and truly having them joyously engaged in worship and in mission themselves.
We've been through a fairly lengthy training process. I think, in my last review we're talking about authentic ministry, and I think it's just having that opportunity to work with people and just have that sense of community and build from that.
I think I'm looking forward to the opportunities that will lie ahead and just seeing where God calls me and what the opportunities are that I'll be able to bring glory for Him.
I have loved it. It's been such fun. It's been great to meet people that I've only seen on screen a few times, and also I think we've had such a laugh. It's just been absolutely wonderful and so uplifting.
Dealing with practical things that we feel has been missing, so even practical like weddings and baptisms, funerals, school chaplaincy, things that we are going to need in our toolkit when we are going to hit the ground running after ordination.
It's been a fabulous weekend, lots of very practical advice, great speakers, great to get together with all the other probationers and just have some downtime really, meeting people, making friends and forging really strong relationships with all the rest of the crew. So that's been fabulous.
I have loved it. I have loved getting to know you lot, and I have loved the speakers you've had, and just spending time with the fellow probationers. I think getting to know them has been a real blessing, so thank you.
It's really given that kind of way of thinking now, the do's and the don'ts that perhaps you wouldn't get with other training so far. So this weekend has really set me, I think, in good stead for the more practical elements around baptism, around weddings, and really that's something that I think will actually benefit me and set me in good stead for the next couple of months and certainly into ordination later in this year.
And have you enjoyed the weekend?
I've loved the weekend. It's just been so useful, so practical. Feel better equipped to. I know there's lots of gaps, and there will be lots of gaps, and we're always learning, and God's always challenging us. But I think it's just been so helpful.
It's been really good to meet with peers, to learn from more experienced ministers, and really just to have some time of friendship and fellowship. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this weekend.
It's been really good spending time with this year's cohort of probationers. Although they didn't all make it, most of them did, and it's been good to hear their stories and to explore with them what ministry could be.
Well, it's been a real joy to be here today, and in particular to listen to what the probationers have had to say to me about the situation they find themselves in and things that we should be thinking at a national level that will help. Listening to talking about mission planning in particular and the implications of mission planning, and also to hear about the thoughts at congregational level and at presbytery level about what we should be doing and thinking about mission for the future. It's really so informative for the national team to hear about these things, but also for me to interact with everybody. It's been great to hear their feedback from the time they've had together, and I've been inspired by being with you all, so thank you for inviting me along.